Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am here today with my husband. I'm so happy about that.
I thought you were trying to say your name.
I am Winter. Yes, that's my name. We have some awesome news to share with you guys today. It's so good. As many of you guys know, we are on a journey to adopting some children. We were foster parents, and we didn't know if we were able to adopt these children, and the reason why was because they're Native American. And so, yeah, right? Okay. So we have some good news for you. So this last week, there was a meeting going on with the tribe of our children's tribe, our DSS workers, and then the adoption coordinator for our state, and they all met together, and so there's really good news. Are you ready for it? They had this little meeting, and they named us the adoptive parents. Yay! Yep, it's pretty good. How do you feel about that, Chad?
I feel good, like someone's using their brains.
Yeah, well, I just it's a huge relief, and it's like, most of the time when we tell people that our kids are Native American, we get these blank stares and concern, because it's very unusual for non-Native people like ourselves, we are Caucasian if you haven't noticed, to adopt Native people. And so we wanted to just go through that today and explain what that all means, like why it's like that and why these laws are like that. We just went through a training. It was called an ICWA training, and I'm just going to explain that to you guys today, and some positive things about it and some things that are kind of frustrating but also are good. So here's the thing. ICWA stands for Indian Child Welfare Act, and it was established in the late 1970s to help Native children not lose their culture, not lose their heritage, because all these Native children were being adopted out of these situations. It was very typical for them, and then they would never know who they were, or they couldn't connect, because back in then, being adopted, there was some shame attached to it, and no one told their children they were adopted till they're older, and there wasn't these open conversations about it, and so they never were connected to their heritage, and so they were losing their culture. And so they came up with this law called the ICWA, the Indian Child Welfare Act, and basically in the law it states that no non-Native people can adopt these children unless there's this really specific thing that can happen, and I'll tell you about that later, which we got. So so basically, if you're Native and you need to be adopted, if you got taken away from your family, you can't go back to your family, their rights have been terminated. As a child, you have to be either adopted by a family member that is Native, or someone from that tribe that is Native, and if there's nobody in that tribe, they go to the whole United States and they search for Native people that are in the United States that can adopt that child. So it's pretty scary, at any moment we always felt like maybe our children could come and get taken away from us. That's the scary part of ICWA that we don't like. But that being said, we felt God's grace when we said yes to these children, and we weren't afraid of that. We were more concerned about them than who they were, and we love culture, and so I'm so excited that we get the chance to adopt them. And Chad's going to talk about some of the value systems of Native American people that they want us to keep when we adopt them.
Yeah, so they, in the training, like she said, one of their major concerns is that they'll lose, all of their heritage, but in the training we went through for ICWA, they mentioned these core values that Native Americans are supposed to have, and I thought they were really cool. I was gonna be fun and try to say all the Indian names of it, but I won't do that because they're
trying to learn a little of it. It's hard. It's a hard language.
I probably would be saying them wrong anyway. So the first one was generosity. So and then they have prayer, which just meaning just having a relationship with God, and spirituality.
Native people are very spiritual, and they're really connected to God, and they want that kept in their children.
Respectful, meaning a way of living not only respect to others but Mother Earth, caring about which is kind of
Yeah.
cool. I mean, like, I'm not like a tree hugging type of person, but like at the same time, like, I don't own a pet, but I don't want to like see pets killed or like, you know, like,
Yeah.
things like that. I'm not like, you know, my kids, one of the rules is that they can't pick up anything they find on the ground outside half the time without getting grounded, because they either like rip branches off of trees or sticks in the ground like to impel other people, basically. Like, it's just
Set up traps
yeah
to their kids.
or
and
just
their
like, you know,
boys.
pick up garbage and put it in their mouth, like just random, like whatever it is. Like, so we just try to, like, you know. So
yeah.
I like you can respect Mother Earth if you want to.
Yeah, I'm into that.
So compassion was the next one.
Yeah.
Cool. Meanings, their meaning is selfless, which is kind of cool. Truth. And then I think that they have one that's called giveaway, which is an interesting, like, the word means giveaway, but like I would assume that would be attached to generosity, but like, I don't know, they just have one that's called giveaway, but it's kind of cool. It's, you know, a different language, so it doesn't, not everything always translates. I know, I lived in Ukraine for a long time, and Russian words mean everything and nothing all at the same time. Usually the same one, like, long word means like a bunch of different things. But so, all right, and then the humility, and then wisdom was the last one. So
yeah.
So I mean, they're all, like, all good. Like, I mean, any society, like, really would hope to, like,
Yeah, I hope
have these. I'm sure American society wishes they, or, you know, would like to say that they strive for these things too. Like, most cultures would want to, like, say that they do, whether they do or pursue these things or not. But, you know, having these things as foundations is it's fairly simple. I mean, like, it's, you know, like, it translates to, like, you know, Christianity very well. It translates to, like, lots of things. I mean, it just translates to being a human being that should be on the earth, as opposed to one who's just, like, wasting, you know.
Yeah, I was really relieved, actually, when I heard some of the value systems of what Native people want in their children, and a lot of them were, like, similar to what we've already been instilling in our foster children that we have, and so I was really pleased about that. And, like, one of my favorite one was generosity, and Native people tend to be the most generous people, and they love just to give things away and all these things. So we're really excited that we had that training, because it was good to know, like, their heart, like, why do they feel like, you know, we can't give our children to you guys, because that's not, like, we don't want our kids to get into, like, you know, just all they want to do is buy stuff and lust after stuff and just different things like that. And I'm like, I can understand that. If I had my children taken away from me, I would want the value systems that I feel like I have still to be in those children. And so we can respect that, and we can help them do that. And so it was good. It was really, like, relieving to know that those value systems are there and part of their history and their culture, and we can help them, train them in that. And it's kind of cool. It's really exciting for us. And also another part of adopting our Native children is going to be, like, we have a Native cultural plan, Native American cultural plan. And so some of these questions are pretty intense. I want to read a couple to you. If you are a non-Native person adopting, these are some questions that you want to start thinking to yourself about, like, okay, so they're kind of intense. Like, how will you talk to your children about their biological family? And that's a pretty loaded question, and you have to be pretty careful when you're talking to your children about their biological family, because a lot of times there's not a ton of things that you can say to them about them that is awesome. But what we can say is, hey, like, they kept you alive, they're really beautiful because you're really beautiful. Like, I mean, there's some things that we can point to that we appreciate about our children's bio mom, for instance. She had a lot of, like, sense to name her children some really awesome names, and so we always talk about how and champion her kind of to our children, like, she was really good at naming you. We love your name. Like, that is so awesome. Just trying to, like, point out good things about their family that is good. And, like, when we see Native people, we don't, like, point them out as different or anything like that. In our family, we're very blended. We have Korean boys that we adopted, so we always had this, like, Asian piece, and now we have Native peace.
You would think that they were raised like racist though sometimes, because our Korean boys will often look at somebody with a big mole or that's black, like they're close to black, but they will look at somebody and be like, oh look at that brown guy.
Yeah.
You're like,
so
and usually you're standing right behind the brown guy, so it's just like, oh my gosh.
Well, kids are like that. Like the other day we were in like Subway, and this guy came in and he has one leg and he had like a prosthetic leg, and all of a sudden, like our 7-year-old's like, Mom, that guy has a robot leg, and I was like, stop it. Don't say it.
And sometimes you
then
see
all
it
the
coming,
boys, yeah, you see it
and
coming.
you can't stop it.
You can't stop
You're
it.
in the line at a fast food. The person's right in front of you, and they got they're missing an arm.
Yeah.
It doesn't, whatever it is, it's, whatever. Like they have something on their face. They're missing an arm. Like whatever you name it.
Yeah.
If the kid sees it and it's not normal, it's just like sometimes there's no stopping it. You're like you're in the middle of something else with another child, and then you see this look of weirdness on your child's face, and you look up and you realize, oh, that's what that face is. Really.
Actually, in that situation, our 4-year-old said, the little girl, she said, but Mom, he really does have a robot leg, look, so, I mean, there's some differences that we point out to our children, like, we are different, and, like, their kids are gonna see those differences, but I feel like in our family, we already have this really good mix of adopted children, and, we're different, everyone's a little different, but we're a family, it doesn't matter how we got here, so, lots of different culture things. Another, question would be, what type of cultural traditions are going to be a part of your everyday life instead of, a one-time event? This is one that was, really difficult for me to, come up with answers to. So if you have any suggestions for me, just put them in the comments below. I don't want to be fake on these forums because some of them are pretty intense. A lot of them have to do with racism and just cultural things that we want to do with our children that will build in culture for them to be Native. We have friends that are Native that we're going to have them go to different things, but we just really need some more advice about
and we're
what
very
to
honest
do.
about stuff, so if it asks a question, we're not just going to write an answer that we know we're actually never going to do. So we're not going to write something like we're going to go to a powwow because we know we're probably never going to go to a
we'll probably go to Native dances because there's some in our community that's right in front of where we live. But it's kind of hard because I don't want to lie about it, and I don't know. I love Native culture though, and I grew up in a Native city kinda, and so I know a little bit about their culture, and I love it. It's just it's a little different, and we're just processing how to bring in those cultural things. And plus they have cousins that come over all the time now, and our other kids have cousins that come over all the time. They're biological cousins, so we are still keeping culture. So it's unique. When you're adopting, a tribe, so to speak, and a literal tribe in this sense, but you're adopting more than just your children. You're having nieces and nephews. I couldn't tell you how many nieces and nephews I have now because I've also extended our reach now from just our biological ones to our adopted kids as cousins that are.
We have our adopted boys. Their cousins are coming over to our house all the time right now.
Yeah.
The ones that are already adopted, not the.
Which is so
Native
fun,
American
and I
ones.
love it. I think that's how it should be, and I think when you're adopting, you need to think about these things, and it's kind of unique living in a town where you can do that. It's not international adoption where you aren't going to see any of the family ever again. So it's I love it. I'm excited about what the future holds. So anyways, if you guys can be praying for us tomorrow. So this is the really good news. Tomorrow we're having a court hearing. It's called the Good Cause Hearing. And what the Good Cause Hearing entails is it's going to give good cause to go outside of the Native American family to adopt, for a non-Native person to adopt these kids that are Native. And this is a big deal. This is basically solidifying that conversation that they had for us to adopt these children. So please be praying for us tonight and tomorrow morning that during that meeting that this judge would say, yes, this is good. And it's not in our town, so we're not allowed to go there. So it's kind of a huge bummer, but we're just praying that it will turn out to be great. So anyways, we're excited. Kids are doing good, by the way. We just had a conference for one of our kids, and he's doing great, and everything seems to be doing good. So we just wanted you guys to know that, give you guys a quick update. We're just really happy about the adoption moving forward. It's a huge relief for us. So right?
Good.
It is good. I love it.
Yeah.
Anyways, I hope you guys have the best day ever. We'll see you next time. Bye.